spawning in the lower left. The blue Protoss down a game, hoping to even the score. It's Geralt. And Geralt's teammate, the red Protoss, up 1-0. It's MaxPax. So here on Juggernautha, both players opting for the high ground pylon. Not really a ton of reason to place it anywhere else. But MaxPax going for the closer to base positioning and forge opener. This is going to get a little bit spicy here. Kind of an odd gateway positioning by Geralt, but I suspect that this is a bit of a metagame. Although I'm not sure a super good one, as there is a potential really juicy pocket here for MaxPax on the high ground. MaxPax actually not going to leverage that, though. Building a pylon on the low ground, and Geralt not respecting it much. Geralt dropping a forge and walling out MaxPax. Yeah, okay. You know, I can definitely see how, you know, high ground cannon wars. This gas steal by Geralt gonna make it interesting. I think I give the edge here to Geralt, given MaxPax's unwillingness to move high ground here. This pylon is going to be a weak point, but Geralt should just make a safer pylon placement to continue to power that gateway, although we see Geralt a bit more concerned here with fending off the cannons here of MaxPax. The Zealot gonna go to town on these workers, but actually the cannons to cover the ramp, MaxPax is going to get in. I think this was preventable here by Geralt. And that pylon does go down to repower the gate forge in the front. This cannon of Geralt going to zone out to some degree MaxPax's ability to push this back. And we see a definite tech lead here for Geralt, with the gas lead as well as the cybercore already done. Of course, MaxPax without a gateway to his name, hoping to get it done here. This gateway about to finish, and workers now pulled off the line to attack the gas as a photon cannon does go down in the main mineral line. Now, worth noting, MaxPax does have a nexus behind this, so it's not all bad here. Looks like MaxPax may be going to threaten a cannon rush in the main. I don't think you can really get anything done with it. But poking around, prodding. That probe, would have been trapped by this cannon, I think, but the cannon is canceled. I think MaxPax really trying to just make Geralt nervous here. There's enough in the base for Geralt that you really are never going to get anything done, and as the Stalker finishes, we will see the probe shoot out. Starting a probe, again saying, hey, I'm scary, respect me. Don't consider the possibility that I'm already mining on two bases, please. I want you worried and not thinking about what I'm doing back at home. We see a Adept chrono boosted here as the Stalker begins to push down this low ground pylon. And the pylon does finish in the main base of Geralt, but it's not really going to get anything done. We do see the Cybercore finishing and a Stargate going down for MaxPax. Kind of a strange game. I think while there are little edges here and there in terms of tech or economy, I think that it's still a bit too close to call. And we're going to have to see what gets done here with this Oracle. And on the flip side of things, is MaxPax able to pull into a large worker lead as a result of the two bases? Now, not a lot here to defend these workers. There's a cannon, and, you know, if Geralt wants to fly straight over it like that, then sure, there's going to be some damage incurred. This natural, totally undefended, and until that Oracle runs out of energy, it's able to just kind of tee off on those workers. 5 are killed, as we see a fairly even worker count between the two players, but again, MaxPax producing off 2 bases. We've got Blink on the way, Stalker production out of 2 gateways for Geralt, and MaxPax taking high ground vision with an Adept, but the cannon pushed down to the degree that it's not actually able to win the fight. These two Adepts will threaten to shade up and cancel. MaxPax again, trying to leverage that APM, keep his opponent busy, and the Stalkers are going to rain hell on this cannon here until the next Adept Shade. Now, those Adept Shades, of course, granting vision to the cannon so that it can take some shots back at the Stalkers, but this is eventually going to go Geralt's way here as there is just too much army. That Shade may finish. Yeah. I think that's a good call by MaxPax. The Adepts aren't going to be valuable for much longer, and trading them out here for 3 workers is going to be, I think, an economical play. So now we see Geralt without much to worry about any longer at this proxy, and with a pretty significant army advantage for a brief moment in time. Now, I don't like shooting this gateway here. Yeah, sure, you know, MaxPax does have this probe lurking on the map, and you kind of know that if you're Geralt. But I don't think that you need to worry about, well, certainly not the shield battery. I don't think that you need to worry about that being repowered so much as you need to worry about getting damage done. It seems to me that MaxPax has, you know, correctly gotten into the head of Geralt to the point where, you know, thinking about this second base is not really something in Geralt's head. And it starts to look a lot more realistic here to get this hold off if you're MaxPax, the longer you have to set up, you know, additional static defense, more power behind your static defense, get an extra void ray out, all of these kinds of things where if these Stalkers hit 20 seconds earlier than they did, because they're not, you know, shooting buildings, I think it becomes a lot more realistic. Falcon Paladin, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. We are in the middle of a PvP best of 3 between 2 players from Team Exxon, Geralt and MaxPax. As we see the game coming to, if not a crescendo, one of multiple crescendos that we may see as these Blink Stalkers do their best to pick off some static defense, and MaxPax doing his best to hold against a mix of Adept Stalker with these 3 Void Rays. I don't think that's the split you're looking for here, MaxPax. Certainly minimizing the damage these Adepts can get done is going to be good. But we also see Geralt not capitalizing on the split tension of MaxPax. Proxy Gate is finished up here now. And Geralt mass expanding behind, getting that natural online and taking a 3rd base, as MaxPax really stuck now with no map control, unable to really do much against the large Blink Stalker army, and the very, very cool Adept Shade to get high ground vision and mass Blink Stalker into the main. Now, this is a very fortified position at the Nat, but if you're Geralt and you just say, okay, cool position, I'm going to go ahead and not fight you there. Would you like to walk up your own main base ramp into a choke of my mass Blink Stalker? Now, MaxPax finishing Blink is going to even the odds a little bit here, but the Stalker count is still so massively in favor of Geralt. Probes pulled off the line, getting massacred, double-digit losses now, and the additional Stalker warp in is going to be strong, particularly as MaxPax starts to fight again near those batteries, but we're talking about a Protoss that's on 3 bases here against one who just had to pull their entire main base mineral line and now has some static defense at that main base, shut down by being depowered, Stargate offline. I don't like that last blink from Geralt. MaxPax getting a little bit better mileage out of the blink tech here, but again, the numbers are just so significant for Geralt. I don't think MaxPax can hold. It looks to me, folks, like we may be going to a game 3 very shortly here. I think Geralt's army is going to get cleaned up, but MaxPax, you know, maybe not realizing quite how far behind he is. Although, no, MaxPax does have a scout of these bases. Like, I don't know. I don't really see it if you're MaxPax. I don't see how you claw your way back in. You know, sure, you've evened up the blink tech. I guess MaxPax saying, you know what, okay, maybe the DT tech, right? I hide a Dark Shrine in my Nat. You're not going to attack here. I'll tear down your proxy so I don't have to worry about you attacking me. And maybe you're not thinking about making detection, but we already know that there is a cannon in the main for Geralt. Actually, I didn't catch this on the production tab during that engagement, but Geralt getting DT tech as well. So DTs are on the mind of these players. I did not notice that MaxPax had this proxy pylon as well. I thought that we had a probe here on the map at the third base of Geralt. DT's tearing that down now as the Stalkers poke and then opt to move away from the Immortal Stalker of Geralt. Observer is out here now for Geralt. What a game, folks. Third base going down for MaxPax. The worker count somehow, after all this is done, miraculously even, as we see both players at around the 70 supply mark, both with DT tech, and an upgrade lead for MaxPax after all of the dust settles here. We've got charge on the way, Oracle production going, and some Blink Stalkers for Geralt sharking around, looking for any cheeky hidden bases. You know, I was ready to call this one, but MaxPax has found some way to stabilize it. I think really this boiled down to Geralt maybe overstaying in the main when it became clear that the Stalkers would snowball as the numbers started to even out more and more. And the Archons are going to really carry the day here if it comes to a scrappy fight at the third base, as MaxPax looks to secure that against yet another Dark Templar attack. The Oracle with the Revelation and the Stalkers with a quick blink to clean that up. And we see a small scuffle on the mini-map cleaned up here by Geralt, and the Blink Stalker's still sharking around, still trying to find out, hey, you know, do you have more bases than me? Is this third a scam, or is this legit? And they're going to go ahead and move up, try to poke this down as MaxPax's army is caught out of position a little bit. They do achieve the cancel, and Geralt continuing to compound this economic advantage by delaying MaxPax's third. Really, such a wild PvP so far. You know, while I'm able to follow the strategic moves of these two players, the unpredictability, the volatility of the matchup, and the decision making, it is just so hard to predict which way it's going to go. We see MaxPax pushing in very aggressively, blinking on this disruptor, gonna take it down. The Archons pushing up, Immortals on the right flank, supported by some of Geralt's static defense, but MaxPax kiting away. Archons of Geralt's own now finishing, joining the fight, and this army is going to be chased down. I think MaxPax knowing, I have to kite, I need to get back to my reinforcements, but I'm gonna lose some here as I run away. Geralt, sensing a bit of blood in the water, hitting these fast zones here, trying to pursue as quickly as possible to catch up to that army and maybe poke it down even further, maintaining that slight worker lead here. And yeah, I expect to see a similar looking scuffle here over on MaxPax's side of the map as Geralt looks to represent that much beefier supply count and higher, more technical army against MaxPax. Now, the Disruptor almost too aggressive moving forward. These Archons are going to be sitting ducks if that Disruptor does fire, but will it? Geralt, why aren't you firing the Disruptor? There it is, but too late as it's sniped down by Blink Stalkers. I don't think it matters. There's just too much army here for Geralt, and it looks to me like MaxPax is going to get cleanly swept here at the third base. GG is called. We are 1-1. What a game.